Hello people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video I have created a counter-attacking tactic. Now I have seen people in comments always commenting, why do I have to do attacking tactics? Why is it always the same? Why is it always gegenpress? Well, yes, those tactics are successful, but they aren't the only way you can gain success. People create their own tactics and achieve success. I have now created one to share for you guys and it has been successful for me. Blackburn Rovers is the team I tested this on. They are predicted to finish 12th and we managed to win the league. Literally, we walked the league, beating some of the big teams, especially Norwich, Bournemouth. These are the best teams in the league. We managed to beat them, but we also went to Aston Villa away, who are in the Premier League, and we beat them in the FA Cup at their stadium. So the counter-attacking system can work. You don't need to have the high press. You don't need to have an aggressive mentality. You just need the right setup. Hopefully, I have just the perfect setup for you guys to play a counter-attacking system. So before we get started with the video, before I show you guys the tactic, make sure you guys hit subscribe, make sure your notifications are turned on, make sure you leave a comment and like this video. Without the further hold up, let's get started. Teams set up their counter-attacks in various different ways. Some apply their counter-attack system whilst playing aggressively, squeeze the opponents to force mistakes, and once the ball has been won, to start the attack immediately. Other coaches like to invite pressure and then hit teams on their counter-attack. As the opponents press and start to leave gaps in vital areas, we can then exploit it by the counter-attack. And in Football Manager, they have given two presets for counter-attacking football. You can have a more direct style that aims to get the ball forward quickly to your counter targets, for example a target man or deep lying forward to transition quickly, or you have a fluid counter-attack that aims to use combinations of passes alongside a higher tempo as a weapon for the counter-attack. Though the method is technically the same, the targets are different. If you are playing a more direct counter system, then you would usually have a target to aim for, and that could be a problem if things start to get predictable. When playing with more fluidity, you have the chance to create chances in various different ways, but this requires skillful players who have good anticipation and reading of the game to understand when to support each other on the counter. Now, this tactic I have created for you, this 4-4-1-1, is a mixture of what we just spoke about. We want to be aggressive to some extent whilst inviting pressure, then hit teams on the counter. I have set this tactic up with a lower line of engagement in attempt to invite pressure, but once that line has been breached, I wanted the tactic to press more urgent to try and win the ball back in order for us to counter-attack. We also want to be direct, so I have used the complete forward. You can switch to a deep lying forward who is a target man and someone who is going to hold up the ball whilst having some fluidity with our team shape. Having players support each other, roaming from the position. One flank we have a player cutting in with the ball, and on the other flank we have a player running wide with the ball, and this is where we get our unpredictability with our attacks. Everything needs to happen at a quicker speed, so transitions, passing and even goalkeeper distributions need to happen with speed, and one reason why is because of the balanced mentality. In general, players would be balanced with their risk taking, but in possession, in and out, we need to add more risk for an effective counter-attack, which is why I added the most tempo you could possibly add and have asked players to take more risk with their passing. And then we ended up with the perfect balance between risk taking and playing with caution. This tactic will not produce great statistics such as most goals scored, highest expected goals for, and clear-cut chances created, which makes me more happier that we could achieve such great results without blowing the league away in numbers, reflecting on the counter-attacking system. The statistics that should be achieved and that you should look out for are maybe the defensive ones. When counter-attacking, it is important not to concede goals or teams having great scoring opportunities against you. If they are, then it's likely your defensive block needs improving. So that was the intro. Now we are going to look at this deadly counter-attacking 4-4-1-1. So here it is, we have the deadly 4-4-1-1. In goal we have the sweeper keeper, who is, I'm not sure why I added the sweeper keeper, to be honest. It could have been a goalkeeper, it could have been a sweeper keeper. I don't think this role matters much when it comes to the actual system. But with the sweeper keeper, you will notice they tend to take more risk, and of course they will have a higher starting position, but that doesn't really matter. Left back we have a full back that is on the support duty, and right back we have a wing back that is on the support duty. On the right hand side we have 2 players getting further forward more, so that can create a little overload on the right hand side. In central defence we have a central defender, and we have 1 ball playing defender, one that takes more risk and one that plays more safe. On the left hand side we have the inverted winger, who is going to be looking to cut inside with the ball. His instruction is to shoot less often once he comes inside, not to waste good possession. On the right hand side we have the winger on attack. His instruction is to tackle harder. It's just something that I tweaked, something that I noticed during games that I've been playing. The right side of midfielder just tended to be a little weak in his challenges. In central midfield we have a deep line playmaker on the defend duty, but I have asked him to take more risks. When you use the defend duty on the deep line playmaker, they take away to take more risks, so I have added that on because he is my deep line playmaker. He is going to be breaking lines with his passing. His midfield partner is the box to box midfielder, and he is on the support duty. He is going to help link the play, especially in midfield, as he is going to position himself slightly deeper, so there could be a gap between the defensive midfield and the attacking midfield. The box to box midfielder will be filling in that gap. The attacking midfielder, he is an advanced playmaker with the tackle harder instructions, similar to why the right winger has it. They were just a little weak in their challenges. And the striker is the complete forward, who can do a bit of everything, but he is very attacking. If you notice he's wasting too many chances, if you notice he's wasting too many chances, like in possession, if he's giving away the ball or he's taking too many shots, then I advise you to switch it to a deep line forward, who is going to drop himself back deeper a little bit and get more involved in the play, linking up, and hopefully you can create some better chances. So the mentality we have gone for is balanced. The attacking width is set to standard, so that is default with the balanced mentality. The approach play, we are passing into space and we are going to be playing out of defense. Passing directness is set to standard. If you are not liking the standard passing, you can switch to slightly more direct. That can also help against the better teams because more direct passing can break the opposition's lines. The tempo is set to extremely high, and time wasting, which has become my new favorite thing. Time wasting on sometimes helps so much, especially if you are taking a lot of risk. So when it comes to throw-ins, corners, you will notice that if you are playing with a more positive mentality, which we are not, but if you are playing with a more positive mentality, you will notice that sometimes you can actually lose possession because your players are trying to make things happen way too quickly. So time wasting is just a nice little balance to have. But this only happens sometimes, so don't get thinking that your goalkeeper is just going to be standing on the ball wasting time and players are just holding on the ball on throw-ins wasting time. This is only going to happen sometimes. In the final third, we are going to be shooting on sight and we are going to be playing for set pieces, trying to get the big guys up top, and we need to play for the set pieces in order to win them. In transition, when the possession has been lost, we are going to be counter-pressing the opponents, and when the possession has been won, we are going to be countering. If you are trying to hold on to a result, then simply just move to counter-press. The reason why I didn't go for regroup, because with the lower line of engagement, you are already inviting pressure. With regroup, then I was inviting too much pressure. When the goalkeeper is in possession, he is going to distribute it quickly and he is going to be throwing it long. Out of possession, we have the lower line of engagement and we have the standard defense line, with the pressing intensity on more urgent and the tackling is on get stuck in. So those are the team instructions. So here is one of my favourite results. Norwich 1, Blackburn 4, and in this game we saw some great evidence of counter-attacking goals. So if I just select watch goals, and what we're going to do is pull it back a little because this came from a defensive set piece. Now it's a throw in to Norwich, and you will notice all of our players are sitting deep. Every single 10 of our players on the pitch are sitting deeper. So now if I slow down the highlights, we win the ball, and immediately we win the ball. The ball has gone to our complete forward, so he is a target. This is someone that's going to look to hold up the ball, but immediately players are now looking to run, basically exploit the gaps that Norwich have created. We can see huge gaps here and we can see a huge gap here in Norwich defensive play. So once Armstrong picks up the ball, he's laid it off to another player, and immediately on the halfway line we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on the halfway line with Downing our advanced playmaker, to slightly breaking the line between the opponent's midfield and the defence line. Once I press play again, you can see our winger is just dragging the ball, helping us with our counter-attacks, and already we have outnumbered Norwich, and there is the goal. From a defensive set piece, from a defensive throw-in, we went from the other side within a matter of seconds, and the ball is in the back of Norwich's net. And here is another great example of a counter-attack in exactly the same game. So now we are out of possession. It's the 86th minute. All of our players are in their own half. Once we win the ball back of Emmy, it was Bell that wins the ball back. It's a long ball, simple long ball to Gallagher, our counter target, because he is the complete forward, someone that's going to hold up the ball. He can also drop deep to collect the ball. He is our counter target. Soon as the ball gets to him, he's exploited this one-on-one situation with the central defender. With his skill, with his pace, he has the beating of him. He runs 1v1, and there is the goal. A nice clear-cut opportunity created from our counter attacks. So that was just one example in the Norwich game of our counter-attacking system, and this is how we managed to win the league with Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers, if we check the media prediction, we are predicted to finish 12th, so we have no rights winning the league. Even finishing in a playoff spot would have been good enough, but we won the league playing 46, winning 34, drawing 7 and losing 5. We scored 78 and conceded 29, which is the best defence in the league with 109 points tally. That is incredible. When it comes to statistics, we're not going to be outscoring teams. We're not going to be out creating teams, because we are a counter-attacking. Those teams should be trying to create against us whilst we exploit those teams. But we did manage to score the third most in the league, which is impressive. Our expected goals for, we finished 8th, and one thing I was disappointed with, and something I think that we should be improving on, is our conversion rate. Conversion rate on a counter-attacking system should be good. We don't have the worst. We are on 11.27% of conversion rate. The best is on 14.22%, and I do have shoot on sight, which will not be helping, of course. But the stats that we should be extremely excited about is the conceded. We conceded the least. We had the least expected goals against. We had the most clean sheets. We had the least shots against us, and we had the least shots on target against us. Now, that is very impressive for a counter-attacking system. It means that our defensive block, it did work. We did defend effectively and efficiently. If we check our attacking efficiency, it's kind of stuck in between aggressive and wasteful, clinical, but nonetheless, we were aggressive. And our defensive efficiency, we were quiet and impenetrable. So it's nice to see that a standard defense line and the lower line of engagement does help. But there is a tweak actually that I forgot to mention. If you are playing against the bigger teams like a Norwich or something at home, and you want to be a little bit more positive, not allow them to build too much, then standard line of engagement is what you should do. But I didn't actually change this much, especially for away games. I left it on lower. If I did play a Norwich, a Brentford, a team that I know that is going to try and come and dominate possession, I'm not just going to allow them to do that wittingly. They can do it to some extent, but they cannot enter our own half playing their game, because that is very dangerous. But you can also see here in the FA Cup, we went away to Aston Villa. I think I said it was 3-0. Apologies, it was only 2-0. In the second round, we did manage to beat Birmingham, but they are in our league. And then in the fourth round, I think it was, in the fifth round, sorry, we lost to Arsenal at the Emirates. We did go 1-0 up, actually, but then a Nicolas Pepe goal and a late Gabriel Martinelli goal knocked us out. Very good performance. We didn't get dominated. We actually made a very good account for ourselves. So I was happy with that result. And you can see lots of 0-0s here. So our defensive work was doing very, very good. We lost against Watford, we lost against Reading, and we lost against Huddersfield. Those losses came towards the end of the season, and at the beginning of the season, well, we lost to Reading twice. So Reading were our bogey team. So now we're going to look at some squad statistics quickly. Adam Armstrong, our striker, he scored the most goals with 15 goals out of 45 and with 10 assists. So 25 goal contribution in 45 games isn't bad at all. Harvey Elliott, 8 goals, 4 assists. Tyrese Dolan, 7 goals, 2 assists. Joe Rothwell, the exact same. Barry Douglas with 13 assists in our team, probably because he was a set piece taker. Tom Tribal, our deep line playmaker, he has 8 assists with 4 goals. Very impressive. Lewis Travis with 5 assists. Ryan Nyambi with 5 assists also. So that is my deadly counter-attacking tactic. I love this tactic simply because it goes against what we know to be a very successful FM21 tactic. There's no aggressive mentality. There are no high lines either. And that is what pleases me the most, basically, because I get a lot of comments, why only aggressive tactics? Why only aggressive tactics? Why the high press? Why attacking mentality? Because those tactics work, and if we are sharing tactics, then we want to share a tactic that works. This also works, so I'm sharing it for you guys. Hopefully that can minimize those type of comments. But it has been a pleasure showing you guys this tactics. On a serious note, I just want to thank every single one of you who do watch my video, especially towards the end. If you are listening now, thank you. Thank you so much for the support. I do appreciate it. If you have made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribed. If you are subscribed, make sure your notifications are turned on. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like. I will see you soon. Peace out and stay safe.